Um, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Winie Aullya. My student number 06011281823073. Today, I want to present an article, and the title is Social Media Impact on Language Learning for Specific Purposes. It is in a study in English for business administration. In the first page, we have introduction. In the recent years, information technologies and social media affected the life in general and educational community in particular. It is due to their different forms, which help people communicate in various ways, such as blogs, and then social networks, such as Facebook, microblogs, such as Twitter, Wikipedia, and then video podcasts and photo sharing, such as Instagram and Snapchat, and then chatting apps such as WhatsApp. It has massively boosted social interaction and information sharing within student and teacher communities alike. The reason behind this expansion might well be the human craving for discovery, boundless connection, and exchange of information and opinion with other users with the same interests. It follows that the possibilities offered by social media nowadays could also be linguistically rewarding for users. Facebook, as one of those media, has been uh, globally ranked as one of the most used social platforms that ever created, with 1.86 billion users. Research interest in Facebook is growing due to its increasing popularity and the possibilities it gives teachers and students to share information and learn from each other. And then the literature review. First one is social media import and usage at university level. First, YouTube and Flickr are used to share visual materials. Facebook and LinkedIn provide social networking. Wikipedia specializes in the development of collaborative knowledge, and Twitter in microblogging. Social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, not only give users the possibility to generate information, but also to share it with other users around the world. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube can facilitate their collaboration and information exchange by providing platforms for their discussions. Therefore, such sites can be successfully exploited to enhance collaborative learning. Second, effects of Facebook use on students' English language skills. Hamnoetzin in 2014 found that the Facebook platform assisted students in developing their grammar, vocabulary, and writing, as it helped them to share information and acquire new knowledge. Moreover, the platform proved to be useful in updating students about modification regarding their courses. As an online information center, Facebook, therefore, was shown by the above studies to be a useful tool for enhanced language skill, such as writing and reading. In writing, users may gain experience through composing various messages, and in reading, they have the chance to read a variety of new messages. Thus, They have the opportunity to learn new words in authentic contexts. Third, is social media use beneficial all the time? And the answer is no. In using social media, sure, there are good and bad. It is supported by opinion from some experts. The first one is opinion from Selwyn in 2012 argues that social media are not always used for the good cause. And then Tariq et al. In 2012 claimed that social media use affected negatively Pakistani students' academic achievement, as the students were drawn towards chatting and subjects that had nothing to do with their education. This upsurge of social media use and the opportunities it has come to offer have are to embark on a study that would disclose the effects of social media use in Saudi students' English language achievement. The study to verify the effects that Facebook might have on learning, an experimental study was conducted on a sample of students. It is the student at the Faculty of Business Administration. The sample involved in two groups of students. The first one is the first student in the first semester, and another in the second semester of the academic year 2016 until 17. The two groups took the same course, which is business letters. It was assumed that significant differences were to be found between the groups A and B in terms of their vocabulary learning, the one which was taught via the Facebook platform, and the other one which took the same course using taught by a traditional classroom. The methodology. This study adopts an interpretive stance based on social media-assisted language learning. The research question is to be answered using data gathered through a qualitative method through a work done with a population of students. The emergence of the interpretative trend in information system research is linked to the fact that a number of researchers have questioned the application of positive precepts in the field of social phenomena by exposing a range of problems related to inadequate deployment. Moreover, by bringing together social media platforms and language learning in interactive way, this approach to language teaching might help to motivate students to engage them in communicative activities which would enhance their language skills and bring about learning. Students could be enabled to engage as much as possible in activities which require the use of language. The research question is to be answered using data gathered through a qualitative method through a work done with a population of students taking a business letters course at the University of Tabuk. The qualitative method provides complex textual description of how people experience in a given research issue. Through this method, the researcher can identify the factors such as socioeconomic status, social norms, gender roles, ethnicity, and religion, whose role in the research issue may not be readily apparent. design and the data collection procedure. The data collection was mainly done through semi-directive interviews with participants, but also through passive observation and comparison of the result of pre and post tests. The rationale behind such choices was to diversify the technique of investigation and data collection in order to have as much information as possible for better triangulation possibilities. Um, Wait. The interviews were have an opportunity for students to express themselves freely, but they were under the researcher's control. An experimental study was conducted on total 64 students belonging to the Faculty of Business Administration over 2 semesters. The first group consists of 26 students, and then the second group had 38 students. Each one of the two groups was in turn evenly divided into two groups. It was assumed this student took the business letter course in English over the academic year. It was assumed that a significant difference in terms of achievement would be found between the two groups, the one using social media and the one using a traditional classroom. The result and findings. The results show that in the pre-test result and post-test result, there are no great differences between the two groups in terms of achievement, which was nearly at the same level. On the other hand, the results show a slight improvement in students' level after taking the course in both groups. Wait a minute. Sorry. I'm sorry for the distraction. On the other hand, the results shows a slight improvement in students' level after taking the course in both groups, in traditional class and the Facebook-supported class. The interviews response shows that their views about the subject were affected by Facebook use, although the results do not allow us to decide about the exact nature of this influence. And moreover, the results reached do not allow us to confirm the positive or negative effects of Facebook use, because the student opinions remain rather mixed. The students who participated in the Facebook tutoring exhibited a positive attitude toward this new type of learning experience. The learning achievement of the Facebook group was better than that of the control group. Students' attitude in who using Facebook tutoring were on the whole positive, as the platform provided them with a flexible environment to communicate and share information. However, there was no significant difference in terms of learning achievement between Facebook-assisted language learning and traditional classroom learning. Hence, we need to distinguish between students' attitude and receptivity toward the use of social media in language learning and their actual achievement in that area. The solution might be that our students need more motivation and scaffolding by the instructor to improve their achievement in the area of English vocabulary learning. Besides, It also seems that the teacher need to fine-tune their social media-assisted teaching strategies as they gain more insight into the working of such media and the nature of student interaction with them. We hope that in the future, the development of more sophisticated and methods, both students' attitude and learning achievement would be positively affected by social media use in our universities. Limitation of the present study and recommendation for the future. Limitation is the present study dealt with a limited number of students. It is only 60 for studying at the Business Administration Faculty of the University of Tabuk. It focuses only on the Facebook platform. So, what the recommendation for the future? More research is needed for decisive view on the exact effect of social media use on foreign language learning in university settings. It would be imperative to enlarge the sample size by switching to a quantitative methodology based on a positive epistemological approach. Such an approach could be the subject of future research development for a wide exploration of the possible impact of social networks on students' learning abilities and achievement. Universities can adopt social media in their programs to catch up with the rapid proliferation and students' need for them. However, one thing is certain, if learners at different levels will use such media, they have to be guided and controlled to guarantee their principal use. Educators have to make sure that students who have become dependent on social media will interact with the right people about the right subjects in the most appropriate ways to maximize their learning. The conclusion. The interviews with students and their observations showed that their attitude toward Facebook-assisted teaching were on the whole positive. The overall result of the past test demonstrated their limited achievement, despite the slight improvement they showed after taking the course in its two versions. Still, this result should not undermine the originality of the study for three reasons. First, the study was done in Arab country. Second, the study focused on the domain of business English vocabulary and not general English vocabulary. Third, the present study findings allowed us to distinguish between the effect of Facebook tutoring and the one hand on students' attitudes and motivation toward the course taken and on their achievement in that course on the other. That's all my presentation. Is there any question?
Winnie, I want to ask you.
Okay, Nadia.
My questions is, have you ever using social media to develop your English language skill? And can you explain and please include the example, what are the impact of using social media for English language skill? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question, Nadia. Yes, I think social media have big impact, have a big role on developing my language skills. For example, I really love to hear songs, especially songs with English language. In the same time, when I'm listening to English songs, I'm not only having fun, I also learn about new vocab and how to pronounce a word in a right way. I also watch YouTube to improving my English skills. the video that I use, such as Hi Ho Kids or Western Family Daily Vlog to learn language. Did I answer your question, Nadia?
Yes, thank you, Winnie.
Okay. Is it the second question?
Winnie, I want to ask you.
Okay, Fanny.
Okay, language learning in interactive ways help motivate students. Can you explain the example of interactive learning that can be used in teaching learning process? Thank you.
Okay, Fanny, thank you for the question. I want to explain first what means by interactive way. Interactive ways means the way of learning that is encourage students not only to keep silent but be active in learning activities. One of interactive way that can be applied is invite learners to contribute. Having the learners contribute their knowledge by making resources or hosting online group study session is another way to empower them, uh, such as task-based learning that can provide the learners with a real and relevant outcome, which can be shared with other learners who are earlier in their learner journey to inspire them and help with their studies. Did I answer your question, Fanny?
Yes, Winnie, thank you.
Winnie, I want to ask a question, Winnie.
Okay.
So, since we know that many students use their social media, but not for developing their language skill. So, do you know how the way to make them use it well for learning activities, but still in the fun way?
Okay. Yeah, that is true. That sometimes social media can distract us from learning activity. Instead of learning, sometimes social media make us only having fun. In my opinion, a teacher can make learning activities that is entertaining. For example, give a film to be watched or song to be heard by the students. After that, teacher can make fun question about the film and make a group sharing to make students share their ideas. Did I answer your question, Nur Habibah?
Yes, Winnie, thank you.
Okay. Uh, that's all my presentation. Thank you for the attention and the question. Good morning.